Hello everyone, this is a little different. This is the Y-Files, the Annunaki Gods from Planet Nibiru, and the Makers of Man. I like the Y-Files. I think I've done one or two of their videos. The guy and his fish. So, before we get started, you can donate to the channel through the thanks button, but you don't have to. All donations are appreciated. You can subscribe if any of the videos that I've done have made you go tee hee, and then click the bell. And if you don't want to do any of that, just give me the thumbs up button. Don't give it to me. Click on it. That gives it to me. And then oh yeah, and then think about me next time you're using the bathroom. Just randomly. Okay, so we're either going to do 3 21-minute something videos, or I'm going to break it down into 15 minutes. Depends on my time. Or 16 something. They might be broken down because I don't know if I can get to all of them tonight. So I'll do 15 minutes. And
The Files is brought to you by Audible. 7 million years ago, a chimpanzee stood up on its hind legs and a new species of hominin emerged. Over the next few million years, hominins evolved. They were still ape-like in appearance, but these were not apes. Their brains grew larger. They created stone tools and hunted large game. They discovered fire and learned to follow the migration patterns of the animals they used for food, clothing, and shelter. It took a few million years for hominins to discover how to make a stone spearhead. 2 million years later, that stone spearhead changed into a different shaped spearhead. Technology evolved slowly. But 300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens appeared. And before long, we were the dominant species on the planet. Once they destroyed Neanderthals once and for all, something happened. Technology accelerated. It only took 30,000 years to go from Göbekli Tepe to landing probes on other planets. How could mankind evolve so fast? The answer is they couldn't. Mankind didn't evolve at all. Mankind was engineered, purpose-built to be the perfect slaves for a race of far superior beings who, according to ancient texts, descended from the heavens. Eventually, the slaves rebelled, and our masters tried to destroy us in a great flood. Sumerian texts, Egyptian religions, ancient Indian myths, Native American legends, even the Bible, they all tell the same story. It's the story of gods and men. It's the story of the Anunnaki. Change of plans.
what? Thanks,
Am I really
whatever
not
that
getting
was.
out of here? Hello? Are you there? I hear you. I hear people.
Mesopotamia is called
I'm trying to talk and you keep talking over me. Thank you, whatever ad that was, and video.
the cradle of civilization. Long before the pyramids soared above Egypt, and ages before Stonehenge was built, the ancient civilization of Sumer thrived. Sure, we have sites like Göbekli Tepe and Möküklı Tarla, which predate the Sumerians, but those are small gathering places compared to the vast civilization of Sumer, the world's first empire. The Sumerians invented writing. They discovered the wheel. The sailboat was first created by the Sumerians. They revolutionized agriculture by inventing the first plow, to be used on farms fed by a sophisticated irrigation system. Again, the world's first. Though the Greeks get credit for inventing city-states, that too was a Sumerian concept. Sumer was organized into city-states, each governed independently with its own ruler. These rulers reported to the king according to the Code of Urnamu, the world's first legal system. Sumerians understood complicated mathematics and astronomy. Their number systems used to tell time and measure the angles of a circle are still used today. Sumer was founded about 7,000 years ago, and you probably know everything I've said so far. This is common knowledge. What's also common knowledge is that Homo sapiens, or modern man, appeared about 300,000 years ago. Look at how much our technology has evolved since the Sumerians. It took only 7,000 years to go from discovering writing to landing a man on the moon.
Well,
Okay, to landing something on the moon.
better.
So what took so long? Why the sudden explosion of technology? What was modern man doing for the 225,000 years or so before ancient Sumer? Why did technology not progress? Ancient Sumerian texts tell us why. Technology couldn't progress because humans were busy working the mines.
Working on a coal mine, going down, down, down. Working on a coal mine. Woo! I gotta slip down.
Oh, they weren't mining for coal, they were mining for gold. Gold is a miraculous metal. It's an excellent conductor, highly useful in electronics, and crucial to space travel. Radioactive gold isotopes can target and destroy cancer cells. Gold can also be used for data processing and transmission. Before the 20th century, humans had no practical use for gold. It's nice to look at, but they couldn't use it for anything. Have you ever wondered why a metal useless to ancient humans suddenly and only very recently became the most valuable metal in the world? Gold has other uses. Gold nanoparticles can clean the environment. Gold facilitates chemical reactions that purify water and air by leaching away toxic compounds. That's where the sky gods of Sumer come in, the Anunnaki.
Annunaki.
Why are you saying it like that?
Annunaki. It's the new jingle, like we are farmers. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I'm loving it. Annunaki, Annunaki, Annunaki. You think it will stick?
No, that's just a ripoff of Hallelujah. Gold was more than the most valuable metal in the world. It was the most valuable metal in the solar system. The Anunnaki weren't gods. They were aliens from another planet. They needed gold to save their world from an environmental disaster, but gold was rare on their planet. They found a solution. About 450,000 years ago, the Anunnaki arrived on Earth not to help humans, but to use them. Gold is abundant on Earth. The Anunnaki knew this, and they wanted every ounce of it. So they bred us as a slave race to work the mines. The planet of the Anunnaki, hiding in the far reaches of our solar system, does exist, not just according to ancient tablets, but according to NASA. The homeworld of the Anunnaki has been called the 12th planet by Zecharia Sitchin. NASA calls it Planet 9. Others call it Planet X. The Sumerians and the Anunnaki called their planet Nibiru, and the fates of Nibiru and Earth were about to be joined together forever. Anu stood on his balcony and laughed to himself. His laugh wasn't about anything funny. It was a sarcastic laugh. Anu wasn't his given name. Anu was his title, given to all leaders of his people, the Anunnaki.
Annunaki.
Please, no catchy jingles when I'm doing dramatic science fiction.
Sorry. Go ahead, Philip K. Dick.
50,000 years ago, when Anu was young and ambitious, he fought former King Alalu for the throne and won. The council elected him to see Nibiru through the crisis. But during his time as leader, conditions on the planet were only getting worse. Industry on Nibiru was highly controlled. Factories polluted the air. There was no way to avoid it, but they had the technology to control it. Skyscraper-sized air recyclers dotted the landscape around every urban area. However, a series of volcanic eruptions caught the Anunnaki by surprise. Ancient volcanoes spewed ash and toxic gas into the air, overwhelming the recyclers with mountain-sized pyroclastic flows. Within weeks, the recyclers began to fail. Within months, the atmosphere began breaking down. Nibiru's ozone layer was thin in most places and completely gone in others. The sky above Nibiru was a sickly yellow, and the atmosphere was thick and oppressive. Twin moons once shined brightly. Now they were barely visible through the haze. Stars that had once filled the night sky could no longer be seen. Anunnaki lived for 200,000 years. This long lifespan, once considered a gift, was now a curse. The older Anunnaki remembered a night sky filled with stars, but the young ones had never seen a star. The last brightest star disappeared behind the gloom years ago. In the cities of Nibiru, the towering spires of ancient buildings loomed over empty streets. The grand avenues, once lined with breathtaking sculptures and shimmering fountains, now seemed to taunt the Anunnaki, a painful reminder of an age of prosperity now long in the past. The gardens that once bloomed with exotic plants and flowers were now withered and brown. Formerly vibrant landscapes were barren and decayed, a casualty of the failing ecosystem. Anu and the Anunnaki people knew that their planet was dying and that they were running out of time. Anu had the greatest minds in the world working on this problem, but the outlook was grim. Then Anu's son Enlil burst into the room. He said, "Father, I know how we can save the planet."
This planet, Nibiru, Planet X, whatever, the 9th planet, where is it supposedly located? How far away? Like, I'm trying to think that one Voyager satellite that we sent out, I know I'm sure is past it, but about how long would it take to get there? That would be the question. Because we have the technology now to be able to go there. You know, it would be a while, but to anybody who would say that this is real, just, you know.
In the halls of learning, the greatest minds of Nibiru worked tirelessly to find a solution. They pored over ancient texts and conducted countless experiments, searching for a way to halt the decay of their world. And then, in a moment of desperation and brilliance, Anunnaki scientists discovered the answer: gold. The precious metal, rare on Nibiru, held the key to their salvation. When suspended in the atmosphere, microscopic gold reflects and absorbs the harmful radiation of the sun and space. It was the one chance to stabilize their atmosphere. It was a long shot and would take years, but it was their only hope. The Anunnaki mobilized all their resources and devised a plan. They sent expeditions to the far reaches of the solar system, searching for planets rich in gold. They would mine the gold, bring it back to their planet, and release it into the atmosphere in a desperate attempt to save their world. For years, probes went out, and probes found nothing. Probes traveled the inner solar system and found nothing but useless volcanic rock and toxic gas. But today, there was a glimmer of hope. One of the probes reported not just the presence of gold, but of many more life-saving resources. All the elders were present at the council meeting: Enki, Inanna, Ninhursag, and Utu. But it was Anu's son Enlil who spoke first.
Data from one of our probes has come in. There is a planet very close to the yellow star, rich in gold. It also has liquid water in abundance. Its atmosphere is thin, thinner than ours, but it has a strong magnetic field that shields it from the radiation killing our planet. It's the 3rd planet from the star.
Anu knew of this planet. They called it Kai, but would later become known as Earth. Earth revolved around the sun very quickly. Nibiru was also in orbit around the star, but it took 3,600 Earth years to complete one revolution. Anu thought Earth sounded perfect. The journey would be dangerous, but times were desperate. Soon Nibiru would be making a close approach to Earth. The timing was perfect. He urged them to depart immediately, but Enlil had more to say.
But Earth is teeming with life, including intelligent creatures, though still early in their development. These creatures are bipedal like us, but smaller than us, perhaps half our height.
The creatures Enlil spoke of were under 6 feet tall. Anunnaki were between 12 and 15 feet tall. This is because Nibiru's gravity wasn't as strong as Earth's. This was just math. More gravity means smaller life forms. Low gravity allows plants and animals to grow very tall. Aside from their small size, the Earth creatures were similar in appearance to the Anunnaki in other ways. The Anunnaki had larger eyes and larger skulls than the Earthlings, but the Earth beings had 2 arms, 2 legs, eyes, nose, mouth, just like the Anunnaki. Anu sensed concern in Enlil's voice.
Do these Earth creatures pose a threat to us and our project?
They are primitive but violent. Some eat animal flesh, if you can imagine. They have no interest in gold, but they may perceive us as a threat. They have no technology beyond wood and stone. Still, in numbers, they could be dangerous.
That's what the Ajiji are for.
The Ajiji were a race of slaves who served the Anunnaki in all things, from operating the factories to maintaining order. They were an intelligent and obedient workforce, and they could surely handle primitive creatures half their size. The council convened, the decision was made, and 300 Anunnaki and 600 Ajiji were loaded onto great ships. It was time to make the journey sunward. It was time to make the journey to Earth.
I'm going to go ahead and end it there because it's the perfect time and I don't want to get into the next section. So I'm just going to stop it there and we'll roll over. I got enough time to make one more video and then I'm pretty much done for my window today. So, all right. I did not talk a whole lot because I don't know anything about. I know a little bit about the Anunnaki, but I know them linked to the Sumerians and stuff like that. It is a fascinating thing. But I guess it really just depends on if you want to believe it. It is fascinating to see the leaps and bounds we made, but when you get early people, they're not thinking about that. When you start to get enough people, then one of them is going to start thinking, okay, instead of doing this every day, they're going to start thinking, this is difficult. Let's think of a way to, I just said, let's think of a way to do things a little easier, fellas. We should do that. Let's just think of a way to make things easier. I'm a mushmouth idiot. All right. So I'm just going to shut up now. I'm getting tired. All right. I hope you enjoyed the video because I did. And there's going to be 3 more of these. There's going to be 3 more of these, guys. So until next time, have a good day. Have a good night or something. You know, that's what I say.